What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of Big Blue Avenue. I'm your host, Tom Scavetta, joined alongside my co-host, Sam Cardona. Our third co-host, Hank and Dichter, unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but we have a very special guest to talk to, live Q&A, get some reactions from fans and whatnot. But Sam, before I introduced our special guest, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a fun football Sunday. Giants are on a bye, so just kind of relaxing, enjoying the football on the TV, and just doing the do.
Awesome. I'm thrilled to have you here. Without further ado, let's bring up our guest. Actually, just a quick reminder, our shameless plugs. There's our social media below. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. And this episode is presented by our sponsor, BetUS. You can sign up with our promo code below there at Join125. Again, you get a 125% sign-up bonus when you bet on the go anywhere, anytime, straight from your mobile device. That is BetUS, America's #1 favorite sportsbook, where the game begins. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, bringing up our guest for the evening, the one, the only license plate guy, Joe Ruback. LPG, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. That's a nice introduction. I like your introduction to the show, too. That got me amped up, especially on a bye week.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Appreciate you joining us here tonight. Really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy, so this means a lot to me and our fan base, of course, that you're taking the time here to talk with us tonight.
I appreciate you reaching out, to be honest. And, hey, look, at the end of the day, I'm just a fan like everyone else. So if someone asked me to do something and I know of your show, your podcast, I was quickly to say yes. So I appreciate you asking.
Absolutely. I remember we had you on 2 years ago with Hank and myself, and we were chit-chatting back and forth.
Yep.
And let me ask you this, for people who don't know who you are, tuning in for the first time, which I feel like is kind of hard because LPG, we referred to LPG as the ultimate super fan of super fans. In fact, 2 years ago, I was so nervous. LPG, I was calling you Joe the whole show. It was hysterical.
That's my name, Noah. That's
I know.
Okay.
Tell people the origin of License Plate Guy. How did that nickname originate for you?
Yeah, you know what? I guess it's funny to have to explain that because, again, I am just a fan, but I guess with social media, Twitter and Instagram and everything else, and the Giants coming up to winning, the latest 2 Super Bowls, with social media, everything takes off. And, hey, look, License Plate Guy was just a kid that was dared by his dad to wear a license plate, from my car that says G1 Ants, Giants, to a game. They won, and, older fans are more superstitious, and everybody in the section was like, yeah, it's better wear that the next game. And, 1 plate became 2, became 3, became 4. And, fast forward years later, when David Tyree made that catch, although I was wearing license plates, I was still, oh my God, guy, which I think is the funniest thing ever because, the NFL and the Giants went to me in the crowd and I was like, oh my God, when he made the catch. So it's funny, to be known as the oh my God guy before license plate guy, which is great. And that's, listen, that's the originality of license plate guy. And now, people send me plates from all over the country and, I'm up to 109, 110, which is amazing, by the way.
That's crazy.
It's mind-boggling. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. I mean, the reasons why I get them is so, some are so heartfelt, to be honest with you. Somebody passed on and, my dad was a big fan and he wants you to have this. And I was or just, I'm moving out of the country, or I'm moving out of the state and, I don't need these anymore and I'd like you to rock them. So, the fan in me, I guess the person that has memorabilia and stuff like that, I still want to know who it comes from so I can make a little note, if and when I'm ever done with this, I don't know, maybe they want their plate back one day, I don't know. So, but as of now, it seems like every month I'm getting another one or another 2. And, I just right before the show, I just posted one on Instagram. I just got another plate yesterday, and I was like, geez, this is great. I got to tell you a really funny story. When I was first collecting them, I was good friends with this guy who worked in the management at Giants at Giants Stadium, and he gave me a package, at a game. He was like, here, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? It's like, I guess a plate. And he's like, could you do me a favor? Just, it's not such a good idea to get your mail delivered here. And I'm like, I didn't do it, So it's really funny, like people that couldn't get in touch with you really before social media, I guess. I'm like, I didn't send it here to Giant Stadium, but it's pretty funny.
That's great. You should just keep sending it to the stadium and see.
I know.
See how much they get back.
I should tell people that, hey, what's your address? Oh, just send it to the stadium. Yeah, right.
That's awesome. So I definitely like to ask you about sort of the charity work that you do, especially after Giants win. You do Dunkin' Mondays and things like that. How did that kind of originate, and what, like, when you do that, like, how does that feel, especially after a Giants win?
Man, Sam, that's like the ultimate question, and I love to get it. I really do. So I really appreciate you guys asking. Look, I started that after going through some terrible stuff years back, and I wanted to do something big, and I wound up doing this tailgate party for breast cancer awareness, and I raised like $3,000, and I was like, this is cool. Like, this is fun to like give this type of money to anywhere. I didn't care where it was going to, as long as it was benefiting a charity. And then I started doing random acts of kindness, to be honest with you, giving stuff away in my man caves. Like, I was always getting more stuff, so why not give the stuff I had? I don't know what I'm going to do with it 30 years from now. I don't know, it's go to waste. I have no idea. So I started doing that. And then the lull. Oh, the Giants not doing so well, season after season turmoil, thinking about draft picks in September, changing coaches here and there. And then one day the Giants won, and I'm at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, let's buy for everybody behind me. Thank God there was only like two people. But anyway, I took care of like, a donut or a bagel or whatever, and a coffee for the lady and the guy behind me. And that was great. And I loved it. And I put it on, everybody's like, oh, how could you, if you don't want any credit, don't put it. Shut up. It brings awareness. I say, when you do that stuff, keep going. It brings awareness to other people to do it. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked. By the way, my ADD, I'm all over the place, so I love it. So anyway, so the next win, somebody like tweets at me like, LPG, what's your Venmo? What's your Cash App? And I'm like, for what? Like, I was already weirded out. And he was like, no, I want to buy coffee for someone. And I was like, are you kidding me? And that's it, man. And then the next win, it was 10 people. The next win, it was 20 people. And then for the past couple of years, I've had Giants players. I've had Joe Judge's wife, who wanted to remain silent. Not anymore. So, he's not here. Joe Judge's wife, Joe Judge, donated hundreds of dollars. Kyle Rudolph matched an $800 one year. And by the way, no one knows this, so I'll break it right here. Kyle Rudolph and I have been talking like weekly, and he told me that if the Giants get to 8 wins, he'll match again. So I'm waiting for that to happen, by the way, because that's going to happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's absolutely sick. And when you get Giants players that are paying attention, it's pretty cool. And I do raffles for charity. Unfortunately, we lost Judy Coughlin, Tom Coughlin's wife, last week, and I decided to take a couple of things around the man cave, whatever it is. I could just pick a couple of things.
Wow.
Whatever it might be. And I decided to pick some stuff, and I'm raffling that off. And it's funny because some of the people buying raffles, Tuck, Brandon Jacobs, Rich Soybert, bought like every raffle there is. They don't give a crap about winning the raffle. They care about just donating, Right. So it's the charity piece is pretty cool, Sam. I really appreciate you asking about that.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. I've been taking note of your Dunkin' Mondays as well. It's always fun to watch that on Monday mornings, whether you're going into work or something like that. It's really awesome to see. And speaking of Kyle Rudolph, Sam and I are probably the two of the biggest, I should say. I'll be very careful there. Kyle Rudolph fans. I'm a huge Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, so do I.
when they signed Rudolph last year, Sam went ecstatic over that.
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm with you both. He's not only, I mean, look, we know Kyle Rudolph's performance on the field, not as a Giant, unfortunately.
Right.
And he's a great player. I mean, there's nothing else you could say other than that. He's a better human being. He's a better dude. Some of the stuff that he has shared with me, or don't forget where I sit on the road, so I'm able to see his interaction with some of the guys, especially the younger ones, the chatting, the keeping them in check. He's like a coach already. Mm-hmm. So I was devastated when he left. We knew it was going to happen. But, you get these guys that you fall in love with or you think can help, and sometimes it's just not a good fit. I don't know why it was not a good fit.
Yeah, it was unfortunate too because I mean last year he only had that one touchdown, but he was very good in the run blocking. I will say that.
I whatever you say, I'm going to agree with because I hated that he had to go, but it is what it is.
It is. A few comments here. A lot of support for you already, LPG. Garth Michael Patrick from Florida tuning in, saying, great guest tonight, guys. Appreciate you, Garth. Henry, there he is. Greetings from MSG, LGR, but let's go Big Blue too.
Hey, LGR, hey, I'm down with LGR. I'm down with LGR, baby.
You might see Shane and Dable in the seats together.
Probably.
Who's it? Wait, who's it? Who said LGR?
That's Hank. That's our co-host. Who couldn't?
You might remember Hank.
Oh, you don't. Oh, Hank, I don't know what I did with it, bro.
Here he goes.
Hank would have loved it. I only have 5 billion jerseys, but I don't know how to deal with it.
Take your time. Great. Take your time. While we're at it,
keep asking me.
Tudo Azuri, massive salute.
What do you think,
Tom, Sam, and LPG.
What do you think, Hank? You like it?
Oh wow, that's awesome.
That is really sick.
Oh my god, that's sick. Yeah, that custom made.
Wait, this is the Dable. Hold on.
He's got another one. He's got another one.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Wow.
Love that.
Yeah, Hank, don't even try it. It's mine.
Yeah, if Hank could get his hands on something like that, he would.
Noah says Rudolph the red-nosed tight end, baby. Noah, fellow Georgia guy. Big Aziz Ojolari fan he is as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe you guys could do a. We'll talk about it. Maybe you could do a little raffle for one of these that he sent me.
Oh my god! Wow. Yes, totally. That's so awesome.
We'll have to talk about maybe, raising some money for charity and I don't know, doing something. He sent after he left me with a little bit of a surprise. So I thought that was pretty cool.
We're definitely we would definitely be on board with that, by the way. That would be something we'd love to.
I haven't done it yet because the income from that charity, for Kyle Rudolph it's not there yet, unfortunately.
Right. One last thing I want to say about that Dunkin' Monday thing is, so my girlfriend used to be a barista at the Starbucks in Park Ridge.
Yep.
And we all know the Coughlins, in the Park Ridge area. So I didn't know this up until 6 months ago, but I was really, really mad because she didn't work there anymore. So she told me, Tom Coughlin was a good customer of mine. He would drop like $100 tip like once a month when the holiday season came around, and Judy would walk in sometimes, and such a great family oriented guy, and the fact that, people would love, I guess you would say, serving him. He's such a good customer. Mm-hmm. Like, he was known as Tom, the customer, not Tom, the coach, so. Right.
Which is, this is what you and I said, 5 minutes ago. I'm Joe. I'm not, LPG is awesome, but at the end of the day, I come in, for a cup of coffee. That's what I'm going to get. I'm not Joe LPG looking for something. So I love that. I love that about Tom. And you're right. That's how he carries himself, and everybody in his family is the same way. Yeah. From his daughters to Chris Snee. So and just everybody's the same way. It's just such a good family.
I do want to ask you about. I know you've been doing charity work with the Tom Coughlin J Fund for some time now. You organized the softball game in 2017 that was played to help raise money for that charity. You raised over $100,000 in 3 years, and correct me if I'm wrong, LPG. 100% of the money raised on um, all personal items will go towards the Cure PSP, something like that. Am I correct
Yeah.
on that, or am I a little off?
No. You're 100% right. That's what Judy Coughlin, passed away from.
Right.
And anything that raffle wise that comes in my way, I elected to go there and not the J Fund. But on my post, I said, if you want to donate directly, you don't want to raffle, you do want to raffle, whatever the heck you want to do, it doesn't matter to me. I don't spend your money. Just feel free to donate to the Coughlin J Fund as well. Look, I've been dealing with the Coughlin J Fund since '07, and I used to, I go to their golf outings in Jacksonville, and I used to take pictures, and that's when I really became, I don't know, high and goodbye with Judy Coughlin, and she would always have this like amazing smile on her face and treat you like, oh my God, hi, how are you? And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, you don't know my name again, but that's okay. I don't really care whether you do or don't, but that greeting makes me feel like you do, and that's just the kind of person she was. So yeah, all of it's going for this one, and sometimes I do a raffle where maybe I want the money back for the frame piece, but anything above that will go directly to charity. So I make sure to write what I mean on my posts, and people could take it from there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Judy, I think Sam and I both wanted to know, what was your best memory of her? What was your favorite memory of her? I know you kind of touched upon it, but if you could elaborate.
No. My favorite, man, and I'll never ever forget this night as long as I live. I happened to be present at the Super Bowl 46 after party. I was lucky enough to make some snow angels on the field and hug Eli Manning, and I almost, man, got up the stage and held the trophy. Like when all the players are already off the field, family members still go up there. I'm no family member. And I remember I was standing in line and I was the next to go up, and I turned to look at somebody, take a picture, and Flavor Flav cut me.
Oh,
I shit you not, pardon my language. He cut me, and he was the last person that went up and took a picture on the stage. That's a true story. But anyway, yeah, no, I don't like Flavor Flav. But anyway, afterwards was the party at the hotel, and you could just imagine what the atmosphere was like. And I got to sit with a bunch of people, and one of them was Judy, and to listen to stories. And, that's my best memory by far. Whether I ever make those stories public or not, she's funny woman.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome to hear some good things about somebody. Obviously, after someone passed away, it's just like good to keep their memory alive and say everything good about them.
I don't even think anybody had a bad, like Tom said, like Coach said, like she was the rock. Like he did his job. He went to freaking work. He probably was at work 20 hours out of 24. When he got home, either dinner was made or the kids were taken care of or the grandkids were taken care of. The house was clean, the this was that, the cars had gas, whatever. Judy did it all. When I mean all, she did it all, including the charitable work. So I don't know anybody that would ever say a bad word. If she didn't get an Excella to heaven, I don't know who does.
Definitely. We're gonna pivot a little bit to talk about how you recently teamed up with Wilson Football to be a part of their Superfan Tailgate series. What's that been like?
Oh man, that's been incredible. So I did a couple of things with Wilson, like I don't know, let's give away a gold football or the 100th anniversary or this and that, and they're like, and we'll send you one for putting it out there. So I don't get paid for anything, but you know what? You want to send me New York Giants 100th commemorative football, the Duke Wellington Maribor, I'm down with it. And you want me to give away one? I'm all about that too. So where do I sign up? So I had this cool relationship. And then this guy, Derek from Wilson, called me up. He says, I got this idea. What do you think? And I'm like, let's crush this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it like Cribs. And he came and they filmed for a full day. And he did both man caves, down here in the garage. Then they sent a film crew with me in my Jeep to the game. That was the whiteout. And of course, obviously, the result we didn't like, but the whole day was incredible. And I got to, to cook, which obviously I had my buddies, truck tailgate, and then my friend Tom, barbecue guy, and then the people next to them. Everybody's, putting these, garlic infused filet and this massive, barbecue stuff out there. And it was just an incredible day. The finished product was great. If you saw it, I mean, I could not have loved it anymore. Felt like I was on MTV Cribs, and I hope we do it again. So I was the first one to kick it off, and I know that they have like the Cincinnati guy, and then I'm sure they're going to ask a whole bunch of super fans from all over the league, and that's a pretty cool thing for them to get some fans involved.
I'm happy for you. You were able to.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny too because you get like, you get people like, oh, so the Giants must, pay for the tickets or pay for you to do this or put you in the seats or maybe catch a flight home from them. No, this is all on my own. So when you get a company like a Wilson or somebody else that wants to do something, where do I sign up?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I love to hear that coming from any fan, especially you. But we do have a couple comments. A lot of fans here.
Bring them.
Well, all right. This one's from a Chargers fan, but he appreciates your memorabilia and sports gear as a fellow sports collector. So,
oh, that's awesome. Hey, look, I try and, collect. If it's not like, I'll take you out a second. If it's not like a bunch of cleats that will eventually wind up in somebody else's closet,
Right.
or sorry, laying my laundry out. Love this shirt, by the way. But if it's not, it's not,
That's awesome.
if it's not a game day hat or something from player, eventually I want to be able to, get this stuff into, I don't know, other people's hands, which I think will be, I think they'll appreciate it. One day I don't know, maybe I'll start getting the jerseys. There's like, I don't know, 400 in there. So eventually get those in the hands and just keep going and going. But again, I appreciate that from the Chargers fan, but I'm only as good as like my platform. Like, I do these raffles. A fan, woman, Ashley, she's an awesome Giants fan. She made me this lunchbox because it's what I do the raffles in. And like, she sent it to me. Like Giant fans are like,
cute.
Yeah, Giant fans are unbelievable, man. We have our share, just like I'm sure the Charger guy will tell you. We got our share of haters. We got our share of jealous people, unfortunately. We got our share of people that just don't ever want to win. Mind-boggling. And then we have the, the fan base that wants good things. Like what you just said. I'm happy for you. Like I'm sorry. Did that pain you to say to some people? It's okay to be happy for people.
For sure. There's definitely a couple Giants fans in the universe that are a little on a different spectrum than others.
Yeah.
It's always going to be that way, Sam, that they're either not going to want to win because they love the misery, or they're going to keep wanting to get rid of people and get better people. But every time you get rid of those good people, you can't keep getting people. You're just in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Can't win.
I agree. I mean, I root to win every game. I don't care like what situation.
I don't care
if we're 12-3, 3-12 every game. That's it.
Yeah. The only time I'll ever flip flop on that is if the Giants are 1 or 2 wins or losses away from a can't miss, which doesn't exist, future franchise quarterback. And you need to lose the last 2 games. I'm sorry. I might jump on board with that. I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so I can't tell you. Other than that, let's keep winning and let the freaking chips fall where they may.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We have a comment here from Noah Dibler. Manning to Manningham, one of the greatest throws I've ever seen.
I mean, hands down. Look,
Yeah.
there's two things I argue about, and they're both arguable. The Manning pass was just stupid. I mean, he just laid it. I mean, perfect. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about that, though. You could actually put that up with Ben Roethlisberger's, that one in the corner of the end zone.
Antonio
That
Holmes.
was a sick throw. But Manning's was better. But anyway, so earlier in the game, Manningham, you have to research it because it's in my head right now.
Mhm.
Manning threw Manningham a ball, and Manningham didn't get his feet down.
I remember that. Yeah.
It wasn't like this. It wasn't a big. I mean, you drop a ball, you're not in bounds. It's big, but it wasn't as big third down or whatever it was. I don't even recall. But I remember turning around and saying, "Damn, like this is Super Bowl, bro. Step that shit up."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden later, like Manningham, if he had 8 feet, somehow he would have kept all in on that throw. So it was great. I argue that being the best, and obviously the best, play in Super Bowl history is the escape and the throw. Not the throw, not the catch, the play.
Mm-hmm.
The play itself. Yeah. You can definitely make that argument for sure. Tudo saying what's good. Thank you, Tudo. Appreciate that. Can you donate to the Falcons to get a real quarterback?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal, bro. I'll resurrect a new Eli Manning for you if you could give us your stadium.
Oh,
It's a fair trade.
I like that. I hate MetLife Stadium
As
so
much as
much.
I love the Giants.
Look, I go to every single stadium.
Yeah.
MetLife is obviously not up there. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just bleh. But it bothers me that it was like the last of the new stadiums before stadiums took off.
I know.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. Everybody's getting these amazing stadiums now, and it was like
Heinz Field just
what
went
is this?
like.
And anything. 2010 was like the last, and then it was like, let's build these unbelievable structures.
Yeah.
Whatever. And we house 2 teams?
Yeah.
Stop it already.
Yeah.
I know. Yep.
Look, Giants will win the Super Bowl in the next couple of years, and we'll build another stadium somewhere else.
I agree.
Sounds good
to me. Before I want to save your IG Live raffle towards the end of this. I want to get some football related questions to you first, if that's cool. So
let's do it.
This first question is actually from our third co-host who could not be here, Hank and Dictor, and we're going to play.
No, he cannot have the Rangers jersey, but go ahead.
All right.
How's it going, guys? Hank and Dictor here, and I am very, very sorry I could not be here to participate in this discussion with you guys in LPG. But Tom and Santa, I want to give a big shout out to you guys. Hope you guys are both doing well. And I have one question, and this, of course, goes to the iconic Giants fan, LPG. So my question to you is, out of all the rookies on the team so far, who do you think is going to have the biggest impact for the Giants in the second half of the season? LPG, I wish I could be here to ask you this on the stream, but hope you're doing well as well. And let's go, Big Blue.
Yeah, man, sick question. I love it. And I'm going to stick with Bellinger. I think that he's going to have another, maybe a week out. I don't know where he's at. All I know is we got really good news last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, right. So, I mean, if in fact he is, comes back, I don't think there's going to be any short-sightedness, delays, or anything in his, eye rehab, I guess we'll call it. I think he's going to continue to shine on the blocking front, on the catching front, on the touchdown front. It's funny. I might have went with Thibodeau, but I think Thibodeau's going to stay the course. I don't think he's going to shine, but I don't think he's ever going to hurt. And what more do you want from a rookie? I'm not looking for him to set a sack record. I'm good with it. I want him to feel the speed of the NFL. I want him to get knocked on his ass. I want him to get to the quarterback and pressure 50 times a game. I want him to get those fumble recoveries, those strip sacks. But I think he's going to just do his job. But I think Bellinger will shine a little bit more. So I'm going to go with that. It was a good question. I'm going to go Bellinger.
I love that. I love that answer. I love Daniel Bellinger. Like, I cannot wait to see him. I think even last week, Tom and I were talking about it, and I was like, I can't wait to see what Bellinger can do in the second half of this season, because
I think he's just he's that. I'm not comparing. Relax, Giant fans. He's got that Bavaro mentality of just going to do your job.
Yes.
Let me get my lunch pail. I'm not my briefcase. Let me just get my lunch pail, bring it to work, slap around a couple of people, and go home. I don't know. I really like his style.
Blue collar. Yeah.
Totally blue collar, bro.
I happen to agree, not just, for the sake of it. I tend to like him a lot. Again, he's not a flashy player. He doesn't say much. Of course, he's a rookie, but great blocker, good hands. He doesn't drop passes like previous tight ends have, unfortunately. But, you can think any way about that, but I like him, and Evan Neal. For me, it's between those two. But
yeah, and he's,
those are my two favorites.
I wanted 50 linemen. Neal's my man. I mean, I wanted Neal. I wanted Neal twice. So, I wasn't sad about Thibodeau, but I wanted Neal before anybody else. But obviously, the way it played out, hands down the right call. But let's hope everything's good on that front as well. So, there was a few guys that I thought of in my head when he asked the original question, but injuries obviously play a part. But thank God I don't think Bellinger's is that serious, nor Neal's.
Same, yeah. Thank God.
Thank God.
That line needs to stay solid.
My goodness. It's probably, Sam, the best, and they're not there yet, but it's probably the best line best line Saquon Barkley's ever run behind.
Absolutely. 100%.
So, where they are right now is ridiculous. And I don't even want to talk about Thomas. Like, everybody's like, oh my God, you didn't mention the best back in the day. If you didn't mention a lineman, he did his job.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to worry about Thomas. Like, I don't even want to ever worry about him or mention his name because he's that good. Yeah. He's so good you don't have to talk about him.
Yeah. I think we said the exact same thing last week, Tom. Did we not?
We did.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome.
If you're not getting talked about as a lineman, and that's why, when people were going after Mark Lewinsky, I'm like, no reason to. I mean, the guy's doing his job. It's the same. It's the same thing.
But people bring up linemen because we've had nothing but talking about linemen for 10 years. So, so I understand the frustration. Especially one lineman gives up a sack, I want him stoned to death. I want him out of here for a draft pick. So that's you just have to bear with that.
Time to settle the great debate: Travis Beckham or Jake Ballard.
Oof. That's a debate.
Obviously, Jake Ballard because of.
I mean, I first of all, I love both tight ends.
Yeah.
Somewhere in this closet, I got both of them. I got a half Wisconsin Giants and half Ohio State Wisconsin Giants. But Jake Ballard, it sucks for both of them with the injuries to both. I think Travis. I think Beckham would have had a better, catch after, yards after receiving. I don't know. I think he was like more of a wide receiver tight end.
A little more athletic.
Yeah, I think so. But Ballard was just solid. Think about it. Bear Pasco to Boss to Ben Pasco and Ballard. Like these guys were just workhorses, all of them.
Yeah. All right, Sam, we'll go back to you here.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So there's obviously this Giants team is something that has been improving over this past year, over the past off season. So what are some of the little things within this Giants team that you're noticing as a Giants squad that's like obviously making this team better?
Yeah, another great question. So, where I sit at away games, I only sit behind their bench. And it's not the greatest seat in the world, but many, many years ago, I started sitting there and I saw the coaches coach and the players talk to each other, and the defense goes over here and the offense goes over here and this goes over here and this goes, and I'm like, I was hooked. So what am I seeing? There's not one individual. There is nothing but team is what I see. I see Dable coming over and coaching. I saw Judge do the same thing. I did. But I also see his assistants, Dable. I think, and I was a Judge fan. Sorry, I am. And I believe everything going on now is exactly what Judge wanted. He didn't like Gettleman. He was forced to have, what's his name, Garrett. So everything going on here is what Judge wanted to do anyway. So, but what do I see? The last person that was just an individual, I posted all over social media. Although I think he's going to be a very good player for Kansas City, the only person that would walk individual and be away from the team was Kadarius Toney. And I still think he's going to flourish in Kansas City. I really do. I don't want to talk about who won the trade. It was a trade, and both teams are happy. I'm cool with that. So I think it's the Giants team doesn't know cocky, Sam, if that makes any sense. I don't think there's one person on this team that's like, we're 6-2. No, they're all like, oh shit, we're 6-2. You know what I mean? Like there's no cocky person on this team. I think they're playing with confidence. But then again, winning cures all.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I feel like we see that on the field too. Like the teamwork that's actually being done is what's helping this team win. Like I feel like that's just visible on the field too.
No, facts. Really good point. I mean, look, McFadden, right, got a sack.
Yeah.
When he came over to the sideline, I swear to you, there's 53 players on that side. I think everybody tapped him on his helmet. And every single coach. I watched it all. Every single person. I mean, they were so excited for him. And by the way,
and slowly
he might that's right. I know what you're gonna say, bro, because he might be taking over there.
He is taking over Tay Crowder's spot.
I saw those snap numbers, bro. I saw those snap numbers.
27 snaps for a 5th round rookie. And
there you go. You know what it is.
That's a guy that I really like too. That's a guy that I thought about when Hank asked that question.
I did too, but I with you, but he's not there yet.
Yeah, Tamon Fox is doing decent too. He's only UDFA to make the roster, so that's correct. A tough job to have.
Take your analytics and shove it.
Right. Speaking of which, Sam was alluding to little things that you appreciate. Obviously, even though we were Joe Judge fans, me in particular, Brian Dable has caused a lot of Giants fans to believe in this team. What does Dable and his coaching staff bring to the table currently? Because obviously nobody saw this team going 6-2. And even when the Giants were winning games, in my personal opinion, until the Baltimore game, this team was given like zero respect from the outside fans looking in on us, right?
Yep.
It was not until that Baltimore game where people started to realize this team is really, really good. So again, what has Dable done and his coaching staff to help this team get to where they are now?
One word. What is it?
Resiliency?
Nope.
Teamwork?
Nope. Win.
Oh, yeah.
There's really
thinking too hard.
You're thinking too hard. I mean, honestly, would we be – let me flip this on you guys just for a second.
Sure.
What would you guys say to me if the Giants – what would you guys say to me about Dable if the Giants were 2-6?
I'd be like, give him another year. It's a building year.
Number one answer. Give him another year. He's brand new. You see what he's trying to do here. The team is at least staying together. He didn't lose the locker room. All the same crap that we talk about. We would say the same thing about Dable. So what the hell's the difference? He's winning. Yeah. So now he's a freaking god with a cigar and a king hat, and we love him. So you can't tell me anything else. He doesn't have some magical powers. He had a set of balls for going for it on the for the 2-pointer, and Giant fans love him ever since. And I'm one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love Brian Dable, and winning is great. We love winning.
Winning cures all.
Yeah,
That's
it really
our
does.
culture now, and that has been our culture for, well, not this past decade, but before that. When you think of the Giants traditionally, historically, it's a winning franchise.
Yep.
It's, again, me being biased, it's the best franchise in NFL history, but it's one of the best franchises of all time.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Look,
Yeah.
I used to say they're the classiest franchise.
I do agree with that. Yeah.
After the Tom Coughlin,
yeah, that
after the coaches, after the man, and there's an adult in the room. After all that, OBJ. After all of that, I just say they're one of the greatest franchises in the NFL. I mean, personally, I think they are the greatest franchise, but you know what I mean.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we can all agree on that.
No doubt.
So let's talk about the fact that we are in week 9 now. I mean, we're on the bye week, but half of the season is done. We have second half of the season to combat now after the bye week. If you could pick 2 players, one from each side of the ball, defensive, offensive, who do you think is going to have the best second half of the season?
I'm going to stick with Dexter Lawrence.
Nice.
I think Dexter Lawrence is going to continue his Pro Bowl. Guy's playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
And he's going to command double team, and he will be first selection Pro Bowl, all pro. I was going to go with McKinney or Love, who's playing also out of his mind, but I'm going to stick with Dexter Lawrence because I just think that he really has all cylinders moving in his direction. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm also going to stick with Barkley. I think Daniel Jones is doing his job, and obviously I'm sure we're going to talk about that in a second, but Saquon Barkley is going to further his comeback player of the year. I would give it to Nick Gates hands down, but it's going to go to Saquon Barkley. So those are my 2 players, and you could probably pick 2 or 3 on each side, but that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, we love Nick Gates, by the way, third longest tenured Giant.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. By the way, I will tell you this, man, and I haven't told many people this, but so Nick, a few more players, we'll go to the Yankee game July, right? Mm-hmm. July. And we go to the game, and we're, sitting and eating, and Nick is like, obviously, hey, how you doing? I want to know everything. And he basically, I don't think I'm not ever play again. And I'm like, oh shoot, man. Like that's it. He's like, yeah, I'll probably take a settlement. And, thank you for the Giants for keeping me so I could, try and get healthy and keep my leg and on and on. So when this talk that he was coming back, I never even reached out to him because we would just talk about other stuff. But I didn't think, there's no way he's going to play, right? And then when they put him on the active, I'm like, okay, he's active. Giants, classy as hell. He ain't never going to see the field. The freaking guy is if that's not resiliency, if that's not, I don't even know the words for someone like that because the guy almost lost his leg, man. And he's back literally playing. That's mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. And to him, too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if he was already thinking that in the summer, that he didn't even think he was going to see the field again,
that's correct.
Imagine how he felt getting onto
that's
that
correct.
Field.
I never put that out there. I guess I can now. The guy's on the active roster. But,
right.
But, crazy, right? That's crazy. But, yeah, I think it's Barkley and definitely.
Quick comment here before we get to the next question. Tudo says, Tom, please make an announcement on your live. We all Italians will be at D-Link January 8th, Giants away game, and we hope to catch up with LPG. We're about 220 Italian rugby players.
So, wait. This is actually big news for me because I don't roll with just anybody in Philly. Like, I need to hang with 220 Italian rugby Giants players. I'll tell you that right now. You tell me where the hell you're going to be. I'm going over there.
They will definitely.
You can't just roll. You can't, Sam. It can't just be me and you rolling at the link. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
I need Tudo.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
a big
definitely.
Giants fan. That I do know. So
No, I need a big
yeah,
Giants fan.
yeah,
Especially down at the link.
absolutely.
That's
Love
funny.
that.
Yeah, I'm normally tailgate with some really cool Philly fans in, if there is such a thing, in D. But yeah, we'll definitely catch up at the link, man.
Absolutely, folks. Just a quick reminder: this is New York Giants chat with license plate guy. A couple more questions, LPG.
Dude,
Wide receiver wise, do you think Joe Shane made the right move, not trading any future draft capital for anyone on the market this trade deadline?
yeah, okay, so I'm gonna flip flop here, so bear with me.
Yeah.
I wanted a wide receiver. I wanted him to add a weapon for Daniel Jones. No, I wanted him to add a weapon for the Giants. I looked at this trade like I do free agency. You are going to pay out the you know what. You pay A money for B players. You give up multiple A draft picks for B, C players. But you have to weigh the option, okay? There's two ways to look at this. Do you get a wide receiver that is going to be around for future? That's obviously your number one question. Not, okay, I can afford him this year. It's moving forward and whether he wants to be here. And two, and I forgot where I was going with this, but I know that the second part of that is I also, I didn't want to give. I would have given what we got for Kadarius Toney, right? You giveth, you taketh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That would have been cool. But a 3 and a 6 when someone wanted a 2 and a 3, no way. And then the flip side of that is Jerry Jeudy, Moore. Give me any receiver. Is that receiver better than a number 2 pick that in the upcoming draft, which you're going to use on a wide receiver, if not 1, 2, or 3, right? So you have to also think about that. Like, Shane, pull the trigger, bro, because you're going to use it anyway, and this guy might be a little proven. So I flip up on that question, and guess what? I'm allowed to flip-flop. I'm not the freaking GM. So whatever Joe Shane did, and it works out for the Giants, good. I'm certainly not going to blast him for it. He inherited a freaking mess. Now let him try and fix it.
Yeah. I think he's doing a good job fixing it, too.
He's doing a great job. By the way, so in Seattle, this was my jersey.
Wow. Awesome. Oh, cool.
And he went bananas on it. He was like, "That's the greatest thing I've ever seen, bro." So of course I gave him one.
That's
I
pretty
love
sweet.
that.
He was like, he was in the middle of a conversation. He's like, "Yeah, yo, that's the greatest jersey ever." Yeah, it was awesome. He's like one of us.
Yeah.
Such a down to earth dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like with the financial straps that they had, and again, this is no shade at who was running the team before, but
no,
I think
it
he
is
either had to fix the line or the receiving core, which you hope that Wan'Dale can really be that new slot guy in the second half of the season, and that KG can finally get on a football field and score a damn touchdown for us, right? That would be nice.
Good.
But
you know what? You just picked someone that Wan'Dale. You're right. What a great call, because I do think that he's going to be pretty good in the second half. That would have been a really good person, Sam, to choose to have a better second half.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a real good choice. And I do believe Galladay will come back and do better than he did. How's that? Let's just leave it at that. But yeah, and don't ever say no shade towards the. There is shade, unfortunately. I mean, we all know. Look, I'm not in that business either. You know me. I don't throw people under the bus. But he done messed up around here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Before I get to Sam's next question, a couple more comments. LPG, the Giants legend, genuinely curious if he ever misses a game.
So this is my 22nd year, every single game, home and away. I did miss 4 games pandemic, so I get an asterisk. Whatever stadium I was allowed to go to, I went, masked up. I think it was every third row I was allowed to sit, which is crazy. MetLife, obviously, there were no home games. So before that, I think, going back to like 1999, I think 99 backwards, I only made like 1 or 2 away games, maybe just one. But in 2000, I elected to go to them all. They went all the way to Super Bowl and lost. But I was like, oh, this is fun. And then that's it. I didn't stop.
Love
Awesome.
that.
Never missed a
It's
beat.
crazy. It's crazy. It's like a
Thanks.
second job, actually.
Appreciate the
Sounds
comment,
like it.
Anthony. And Sam, this is the money question.
The money question. We were talking about the future before. We're talking about what's to come for the New York Giants. We need to know, if you had this decision, are you re-signing both Barkley and Jones by the end of the season?
I would explore. I'm Joe Shane, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to explore both options. I'm going to use the franchise tag on one of them if their agents are not going to work with me. It would likely be Jones because, you're asking Jones to pull an Aaron Judge and bet on yourself. And he did this year, I think. Yeah. We're halfway through, so let's not get crazy. Okay, let's not get crazy. But if he does it, do it again. You did it this year? Hit tag, do it again.
Yeah.
While in the meantime, I'm trying to work out a deal for Saquon Barkley. 2 years ago, if you were going to renegotiate, it would have been in a range. He would have liked it in the range of the 13 to 16. And now we're more in the range of like a 10. And if he doesn't see that, then it might be time to part ways. I love Barkley. He adds an unbelievable dimension to the team, but you have to really think about team at this point. Renegotiating him now for long term will only help the Giants, and the tag goes up next year anyway. So, yeah, I would look to do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I want him to stay.
Yeah. I think me and Tom also agree we'd like both of them to stay if it was possible.
Yeah. All right, so let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Giants finish one game out of the playoffs this year because NFC East is just too good. Draft a quarterback?
No.
Okay.
If it happens later on, like sixth round.
No.
First
I don't
round,
want any. No, I'm talking about your franchise quarterback.
No,
I don't
I'm going with
so.
Jones still.
All right, so you both think that Jones is the franchise quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Yeah.
You already know me. Like, whoever puts on that blue, that's my franchise quarterback. I don't care who it is until it's somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, if he's doing what he needs to do to win games, like if it's
And
not broke, don't fix it.
And he is.
He's winning, and now he's finally set up to succeed. So
yeah,
again.
he's
and you know what, Tom?
Consistent.
Right, and you know what, Tom? Not really. He doesn't have the weapons he needs.
That's right.
I'm not using that. I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just saying,
Coaching-wise,
he's
yes,
set up.
but talent-wise, no. Yeah, I see where you're getting at.
Correct. He's not set up to win yet, but that's coming too. So that makes what I said that much more important in my head, because if the Giants somehow add more weapons next year and you franchise them, then you got to go do it again. Let me see you 6-2 again, bro. Go ahead, do that again. Go ahead, do 8-2 again, because that's what I'm hoping we're going to be. Yeah. So, and if he does it again, let's talk contract. If he doesn't, well, we gave you everything, man. We gave you everything. Time to move on after 5 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hear you on that. I mean, the two biggest things that stick out to me with Daniel is the fourth quarter comebacks.
Leads the league.
And
How many did he have even before the season? It was very low.
5, I think this year he has 5.
No, but even before the season, like I think even total in his season, in his entire career. So
does he have 5? I think it's 5. Yeah, I'm with, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the leadership. I mean, he's not named NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yep.
Everyone's bought into him. Barkley's bought into him. I mean, you can just tell. guys like him. They really like him a lot, and he's a leader. Like
Totally
he had the
agree.
opportunity. He had the opportunity to throw Marcus Johnson, a practice squad receiver, under the bus in that interview, but he didn't. He apologized. He said, "I have full belief in Marcus to make that play, and in order for Marcus to succeed moving forward, you have to say something like that, because otherwise he goes back and hears that and he's like, my own quarterback doesn't believe me. Then it becomes mental. Like and that was a good leadership moment for Daniel Jones.
I agree.
Personally, I mean, I didn't think he had to apologize for it, but
catch the freaking ball.
Right. At the end of the day, catch the ball. So talked about a lot. I want to get to your raffles now that you're doing. You're doing an IG live. I believe it's on the 9th. Is that correct?
What is it? This week, Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah, one of those.
Wednesday the 9th. Wednesday. This is what we have here. So
so I have a couple of things still left. I'm not sold out yet. I'll tell you what they are, which is pretty cool. So I'm doing this Tom Coughlin, Justin Tuck, Eli Manning, and somebody else autograph helmet with a COA. I'm doing a Tom Coughlin jersey, which I'm going to see him in a couple of weeks, and whoever wins that, I'm going to have him sign it to whatever the heck the person wants them to sign it to. And the coolest thing, and this is such a great story. It's on my IG if you want to take a look. So I'm in London, and I'm at this London bar where they were filming the Eli Manning show, and this guy is in front of me, and he's like, "Oh my God, LPG, how are you? Whatever." And he shows me this jersey. He's got this jersey that's a Eli Manning game issued international series versus the Dolphins, the first time the Giants were there. And it's a game issued jersey. I don't even know how he got it. And he went up to Eli, and Eli looked at it. He was like, "Oh my God." And Eli signed it. Nice signature, beautiful. And the guy comes back and he goes, "Here, now raffle it off."
Wow. I
was like, what? So this is some things that I don't actually say on air because I don't really, I stay somewhat humble about it. But I sent him a monster package. Like I sent him like autographs and patches and shirts and hats and socks and glasses. I mean, I sent them like a box, like $300 to just send it. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. I was like, how much at post office? How much is it? Yeah. But he was like, raffle it off. And I swear to you two right now, I was like, I ain't raffling this thing. I'm going to frame in my house. Yeah. But I am, if I didn't catch it on video, because obviously I posted the video. If I didn't catch it on video, that thing would be framed on my wall somewhere. Yeah. But I am gonna do it on Wednesday. So those are the three things. And we got some a couple $1,000 already headed out, and we'll finish it up this week.
That's awesome. That's a great story.
Yeah, his name is Sam, and it's cool when I post the video of the raffle. And I see everybody tagging, Sam, which is pretty cool because like he's in London, like, oh, that's pretty cool, Yeah. So it's awesome.
Yeah. So we have the autographed jersey of the Eli Manning International Series game team, right? That one against the Dolphins.
Tom Coughlin signed.
Yeah,
it's this jersey, which I have another one of. It's going to be this one.
Okay.
Nice.
And the helmet, right?
Right. And then the helmet, which kind of looks like this. I have like four of them: Tuck, Coughlin, Manning, Strahan.
Okay.
Love it.
And then one day I will raffle off the ceiling.
The wall. How many players have signed that now? Roughly,
a little over
rough
60.
estimate.
16? A little over 60. 60.
60. Oh, okay.
Yeah, roughly.
Very cool.
I'll have to just saw it off and take it with me wherever I go.
Yeah.
And that's not staying. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but that's not staying.
Well, LPG, Sam, is there anything you wanted to ask before we
I think we hit everything, but we really, really appreciate you having on today. Like it's been a great chat with you.
Yeah, look, when you guys reached out, I was more than happy. I'm tough to get,
Yeah.
on because I'm all over the place. And it's funny, someone tries to plan it and I'm like, plan it. Just hit me up the morning or the afternoon or 10 minutes before. But I'm glad you kept at it, and I'll come on whenever you guys want.
Appreciate it.
I can't thank you enough. We appreciate you for taking the time on this Sunday night. Now, folks, if you're watching, it's at License Plate Guy on Instagram, 7:30 p.m. Roughly, right? Wednesday, November 9th. He'll be announcing those raffle winners. But make sure to keep up with him on Instagram just in case anything changes. You never know. So, but yeah, that's where you can find the winners of the raffle for those items. But
oh yeah, and I'm definitely gonna give. I got some lucky winners. Maybe I'll give away some of these.
Darius, hey, he's playing tonight, so
my friend. I try hard not to push people's products.
Yeah.
Just because my friend goes out there and makes a pair of socks. LPG, put these up. No, I don't feel comfortable. My friend made some shirts, right? He made the Tony shirts. He made and he made some Thibodeau shirts, and he made some Dable shirts. And the Tony one, obviously he's gone. He came over to my house the other day and he just dropped the box off. No note, just left it here.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's like, here, take these. What am I gonna do with them?
Yeah.
So funny.
Tudo says if LPG shows up to the link, we'll find and protect him. He says their average height and weight is 6'4", 245. Won't miss you. I'll be wearing that number 92. Wearing Giants jersey number 92 without names.
Okay. Bro, that's hilarious, bro. Screenshot that and send it to me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like bodyguards.
Hell yeah.
Joe, appreciate you so much for hopping on. Is there anything you wanted to add before we you sign off for the night?
Joe?
I know.
Nah, man, that's it. I love when I could talk some positive stuff about Giant stuff, and viral acts of kindness. Keep doing them. That's it.
Definitely.
License Plate Guy, we appreciate you as always. On behalf of Sam Cardona, I'm Tom Scavetta. I want to thank you all for watching and coming throughout the night. This has been awesome. And without further ado, folks, let's go Big Blue.